We want to welcome Coach Smart to the podium here. He is ready for your questions. We will start on the right side here on the second row.
Alex Byington on 3. Kirby, what has Gunner done maybe since the end of last season that has made him the guy you want to bring here to represent the school, as a potential starting quarterback?
Yeah, the number one thing Gunner does is he leads. He does it the right way each and every day. He commands the room. He works his butt off. And I say all that because, Ryan does a great job too. And those guys are going to continue to compete for things. But Gunner's one of the leaders of our team. I think you saw that in response last year to when he came in, after the halftime and laid it on the line physically and mentally. And he does that each and every day. So when you look around the room and you talk to our coaching staff, Gunner's been a tremendous passion, energy guy. We talk about that a lot, and he does it the right way. So I'm excited to see him grow and continue to get better.
Front row.
Morning, Coach. Tony Reese, WTVM out of Columbus. You enter year 10. We talk about the dominance Georgia's had as a whole. You've become the standard, arguably filling that void since Coach Nick Saban has retired. Just kind of how you've been able to really grow each season and just a progression to try to get back to the mountaintop as you've been many times before.
Day by day, just win 24-hour windows. We talk about it all the time around our place. I got a tremendous staff, tremendous university. Lucky to have we've got things in the right order between our president, our AD, our staff, retention, and then we've got great young men. So people talk about the climb, how hard the climb is, but they are correct. And when you want to sustain success, that's where people have problems because they just don't want to do the things day in and day out that allow you to win football games. And it's not on Saturdays alone, it's year-round.
Left side, third row.
Good morning, Coach. AP Stedham of AP as we see it. Coach, every player has a personality. What have you found is the best way to coach the quarterback position?
Well, first thing is to get to know the person and the kid because what you said is true. I mean, every quarterback we've had has had a different personality. Every player I've had has a different personality. You could take that to offensive tackle or defensive tackle or corner, but I think quarterbacks, they're a little different. They're inside their own head more often. They don't. Their mistakes are expounded, and their success is sometimes the same way. So it's either hero or villain so many times. And I think through my 10 years at Georgia and being around some really good coaches in my career, your handling of quarterbacks is critical to their confidence and their success. I've learned from a lot of good quarterback coaches, and I've seen a lot of good quarterbacks come and go from our program. So biggest thing is everyone's not the same. Get to know them. Let them talk first and listen. And when you listen to players, they tell you what they need.
Left side, fourth row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Coach, a lot of talk about a 9th conference game being added to the schedule potentially. If it doesn't happen, Auburn, Georgia could be on the chopping block next year. Your thoughts on the SEC going to 9 games and the importance of the Auburn-Georgia game being played every year?
Yeah, every game in the SEC is important. I mean, I get it. That's a huge rivalry game. That's a tradition that I love. I grew up in Southwest Georgia, where it's easier to get to Auburn than it was Georgia from where I lived. So I respect that rivalry, but they're all big games, and so I would hate to lose that one if that happened. I think that's speculation, but. The 8-9 debate, everybody wants to have it, and I feel like we talk about it year-round except for during the season. During the season, we talk about the season, and this is the talking season, so everybody wants to talk about it. I don't have a preference. Forever, I was a 9-game proponent because it was better for our fan bases. It was better for television. It was better for increasing revenue, which is a huge demand right now on college athletics. So I like the idea of 9. My concern with the idea of 9 is, how are we picking the 12 or 14 teams and who's picking them and what do they value? Because I don't think we saw value in adding 9 more losses to our league last year in terms of the way they picked the teams. And, some people will take maybe resentment in that, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it as if we're going to play a ninth game, we need the right people making the right decisions in terms of who goes in.
Front row.
Hey, Coach. Jamie Hale, ABC 3340 Sports in Birmingham. What's something outsiders don't understand about the discipline it takes to stay on top year after year?
Good to see you, Jamie. It's been a long time. Good to see you. The day in, day out grind, the commitment to what you believe in, and also the acceptance of change. The job is not the same as when I started 10 years ago as a head coach. It's not the same as 19 years ago when I went to Alabama with Nick. It's just changed so much. So are you comfortable, being uncomfortable? And that's probably never going to change. I thought Sankey did a great opening statement in saying that college football is not broken, or college athletics isn't broken. It's just going through a change. And you've got to be able to adapt with that. And I think staying on top comes from your ability to retain, have retention, have continuity on your staff, and be able to be open and enjoy the complexities of what we're dealing with right now. And there's some complexities, but I enjoy the puzzle pieces you have to put together every year to put together a good team.
Middle section, fourth row, then pass it to your left.
Coach, Christian Griffin with ESPN 1067 in Auburn. You've always been one to praise the opposing team's atmospheres wherever you go. There's a lot of buzz around Auburn right now, being that confirmed night game with Georgia coming to Jordan-Hare Stadium. Being a competitor like yourself, talk about how exciting that is, knowing that you're going to get a rivalry's best, not only from the team, but from the fan base as well.
So you want me to pump up Jordan-Hare? Is that what you want me to do? It's already one of the iconic places to play in college football. It's some of the greatest games in the SEC history have come out of that stadium, and many of the others. It's one of the toughest places to play in college football because of the passion and environment that they create. Unfortunately, that's everywhere we go in the SEC. It really is. And it's hard to play on the road in the SEC. Ask me, because we went 3 really tough places last year, 4, when you include the road game we had at Kentucky early in the season. So, I don't like to say I'm looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to it because it's a challenge. And Hugh's done a great job assembling talent. He's going to have a really talented team. So we're looking forward to going there and playing.
Stay on the fourth row.
Coach Jacob Goins, ESPN 1067 in Auburn. A position group on both sides of the football, offensive and defensive, that you are expecting to be better from last year to this year, or that needs to be better from last year to this year?
Yeah, I don't like the question. I'm sorry. There's not one position group that we don't need to get better at. Just me being frank with you, we got to get better at each one. And you can say that's coach speak, but if I pick one, then I'm leaving somebody out, and we've got to improve all around.
Third row.
Kirby, Alex Miller from the Bryan College Station Eagle. What have you seen from Noah Thomas this offseason, and how did his prior relationship with James Coley maybe help or impact you guys landing him out of the portal?
Yeah, he went through spring, and it was a learning progression for him, learning a new offense. We got a very NFL-style offense in terms of our terminology. It's very similar to what Coach Muckin used when he was here, and then Mike and James and Hartley and all the coaches on our staff have implemented other things and ideas. But the verbiage was important for him to learn. He worked extremely hard. He is a guy that's now starting to show his personality, and you get a little more leadership out of him day in and day out. He's got tremendous size. He's a great kid from a great family, and we've embraced him. We don't have a roster where there's an influx of 30 and 40 new guys from the portal. It's a very small community, so we're very inclusive. We welcome those guys, and I think he's been pleasantly surprised with how well he gets to know his teammates and how well they know each other.
In the middle of fourth row.
Carlo Brown, WCBI TV in Columbus. Kirby, you and Lane obviously worked together at Alabama, now being opposing head coaches in the SEC. What can you say about maybe the job he's done at Ole Miss, and how much are you looking forward to maybe that revenge game going into this season?
Yeah, I think Lane does a tremendous job. Lane is a very detailed, meticulous motivator. He thinks about things much more than he lets on. He constantly thinks about football. It's something that he just, he's always thinking of a better way to do things or some kind of way to reach his team. And, we talk and share ideas. We're very different personalities, but I think we're also very respectful of each other in terms of the quality of coaching and our backgrounds. I mean, I know his background well. He knows my background well, and we both cut our teeth the old school, long, hard way, and we grew up in coaching families. So a lot of respect for him, and the game's not about revenge for me. I just don't believe in the word revenge. I never have. I mean, it's a new season. We're a new team. They're a new team.
On the right side, fourth row.
Chair Bates, WNSP Mobile. Coach Smart, earlier to a question, you mentioned quarterbacks oftentimes have very different personalities. Between Carson and Gunner, what are some differences? What are some similarities in their personalities that you like about Gunner?
I don't do comparisons real well. I think you got to be careful when you do comparisons. I can talk to you about Gunner and the things I love about him. He's an extreme competitive kid. He's got great athleticism. He's improved his decision making. He's been part of going with the ones. You really grow as a quarterback when you get more reps against quality defense and quality offensive line to protect you. I liken it to baseball and hitting. If you're batting against 75-mile-an-hour pitchers and they're the backup pitchers, and then you go against the starting pitchers, those reps against 90 mile an hour are invaluable. And he's getting reps against faster paced, faster defenses with faster receivers. So that's your greatest growth as a quarterback when you get that.
Left side, second row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX in College Station. What kind of players, a transfer out of the secondary coming out, Julian Humphrey, for you guys?
I don't understand the question.
Julian Humphrey out of the secondary who transferred out, just what kind of a player is he?
We're happy for Julian. I'm very happy that he's found a home and he got a great family. He's a great kid.
Third row in the end.
Coach Joey Lamar from WSAV in Savannah. What have you seen so far earlier from Elijah Griffin? And then also, what have you seen from Thomas Blackshear? I know Elijah enrolled early and Thomas came after. And then the second part of that question is, you've had a lot of success in Savannah recruiting well. What do you think has been the key to kind of locking down that Savannah area?
Well, so first of all, Savannah has grown. Nolan was from down there and he went to IMG, but Warren Brinson just finished up with us. I mean, it's one of the larger cities in state of Georgia. So when you start talking about finding quality football players, population draws that. The youth football programs down there have gotten better and better. And I tell people in the community, if you want to support Georgia, support your own community. Because most of the kids that grow up in that area, we're going to have a chance to compete and go recruit because it's, near and dear to our state. Elijah has been great, man. He had a great spring. He works really hard. He's one of those kids that you don't really have to tell him something twice. You tell him once, he gets it right. Yes or no, sir kid. Doesn't like have a lot of ups and downs, just a rookie player. Like he's, one of these guys that comes in mid-year and you're like, oh, he's really high today. He's really low today. He's very consistent. His mom did a wonderful job raising him, and he is just a great kid, great human being. Thomas, we hadn't got to see much. He mentioned he came after the school year, but I've had some good reports of him in summer workouts and things, and was a tremendous high school player. And he's a kid that's going to learn and grow in our program.
Final question, third row on the left.
Hey, Coach. Lindsey Bonner, WAKA out of Montgomery. Just curious to know your overall analysis on Kalen DeBoer in his first year at Alabama.
I'm not qualified to give analysis of another head coach in our league who I have tremendous respect for. And, anytime you come into a situation that he came into behind Nick and at that program and transition, it's going to be a new deal. And I think he's a tremendous coach. Obviously, we played at his place, and they did an outstanding job jumping all over us. So a lot of respect for Coach DeBoer and the job he's done.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. On the left side, fourth row.
Obviously, you did the Manning Passing Academy with Lenora Sellers this summer. I'm just curious what your take on Lenora Sellers is as a fellow SEC quarterback and what your evaluation of his talent is.
It was great. He could spin it. It was great to be around all the quarterbacks out there. That was a neat part, just getting to know everybody. Because through high school, you know, you go to camps, but you aren't around most of them. But it was neat getting to meet everybody and get to learn.
Go on the right side, front row.
Tony Reese, WTVM out of Columbus. We talk about a man now being a full-time starter, the expected full-time starter from day one. Just kind of your thoughts going into the season, just how excited you are.
Yeah, we're really excited about the season. Just we've had a great off season, just getting to know everybody and coming together and really connecting.
Stay on the right side, then pass it behind you, if you would.
Alex Byington on 3. Gunner, what have you kind of worked on this offseason, whether it's, you know, working individually with teammates or getting, you know, leadership tasks? What have you done to kind of earn this spot?
For me, just the way I handle myself, I feel like I've shown up just since I've been in college and just the way I live my life, showing up to work every day and trying to do the right thing and not always being perfect because we're not going to be perfect, but just treating people the right way and biggest thing, just showing up to work and doing the right thing.
Go here in the middle, 4th row.
Hey, Alex Miller from the Bryan College Station Eagle. What have you seen from Noah Thomas this offseason as he's come in, just his strengths and how you guys have built rapport?
He's been great. He came in with a great attitude from Texas A&M and has done a great job. He's fun to be around, and I'm really excited for the year with him.
Go on the right side, 4th row, then pass it out.
Hi, Gunnar. Carmen Corley with WTOK and Meridian. Seeing a lot of roster turnover from losing guys to the draft, transfer portal, whatever it is, how are you helping guys buy into the culture you have at Georgia?
Yeah, I think it's crazy now this day and age with the portal and people leaving, but I think that's what makes it special. This is like a new team, bunch of new guys, so just having the standard at Georgia and setting it and trying to enforce it, and it's been fun just being together and embracing it.
3rd row, and then pass it forward.
Hey, Ryan Curley, Dog Post. How quickly were you able to build chemistry with the transfer wide receivers, and where do you feel like you're at in that process?
I think going through spring was a big deal, and just having that time because it was about a month straight of just work and practice. So just getting a lot of banked reps and having this off season, just throwing 7-on-7 and working out almost every day, and just spending a lot of time together has helped a lot.
2nd row, then pass it forward.
Gunnar, earlier this summer, Kirby mentioned, I think it was down in Destiny, he was telling Paul Feinbaum he sent his criticisms of you to you. What was your reaction when Paul was critical of you this summer, and kind of how did you handle that your coach kind of egging it on?
Yeah, I'm not a big social media guy, but yeah, but seeing your coach kind of defend you makes you feel good. But I'm not really worried about what people say. So just ready for the season and can't wait.
Talk about it as a guy who's been in the system now for quite some time, just the progression you've seen yourself year to year, and just kind of how you feel like you've improved going into the season. Just as far as your overall progression, how you feel like you've perfected the different part of your game.
Yeah, I think just this offseason, always working on something and trying to get better at it. And I can always get better at the little things. And for me, it's been a bunch of footwork stuff and just trying to clean it up and having a set, creating good habits is the biggest thing for me.
Right side.
Trevor Denton, Way 31. What was going through your mind when you were called upon in the middle of the SEC championship game? And then how do you think an experience like that, being thrown into the fire in that game in the playoff, can help prepare you for a full SEC season as a starter?
I think it was a great experience. Just handling the emotions, the ebbs and flows. It was a great experience. I wouldn't change anything. But I'm excited for this new year with the SEC schedule. It's no joke. I'm glad there's a bunch of home games, and can't wait for the first one against Marshall. So I'm excited.
Left side, 4th row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. Just kind of, you know, to be around some of the other quarterbacks in the league. Just how would you evaluate just right now kind of how the quarterback play in the SEC is?
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. It was neat at the Manning Pass Academy getting to see a bunch of guys to throw and be around, but it was neat just seeing them, how they are outside of football too. So.
One of those guys at the Manning Passing Academy, Marcel Reed, what did you see from him, just kind of the kind of player he is?
Oh yeah, he's big and physical, and he can throw it really well. And he was nice to be around, and he was a cool guy.
Were you surprised at the no-nonsense manner of the passing academy? It's very well constructed just for football.
Oh yeah, it was football. I didn't know what to expect. You know, it was my first time out there. I didn't know if we were just trying to throw the ball the farthest. You know, I saw Joe Milton do that a couple years ago, but it was work being a counselor and putting the guys through drills, and it was a lot of fun though.
Go here on the left side.
Cliche is the tight end's quarterback's best friend. Oscar may actually be that for you. Talk about your relationship with him and how that strong position group can be an asset to you guys this year.
Absolutely. Oscar, we actually roomed together since our freshman year, and he's a great guy. And tight ends, they can make your life easy. And I'm glad I can call him a good friend. So.
We have time for one more. Anybody else out there? We'll go another one here.
Obviously, we mobbed you at the Sugar Bowl, and you had all that attention. But what's this offseason been like being Georgia's quarterback? Have you noticed anything different? Is there more attention? Obviously, I think NIL deals are probably coming out. You're doing an EA Sports, post on your Instagram. What's been different about now being the guy at Georgia?
I think it's just a different role. When you look back, I get more attention, in Athens, getting pictures and stuff like that. But hey, that comes with the role, and probably just being more vocal with the team and just enjoying it. I've enjoyed the process so far, and I can't wait for the season. I'm really excited.
Garner, thank you very much for your time. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, we're continuing our trend of early arrivals today. We have Dalen from the University of Georgia, and he is ready for your questions. We'll start over here on the left side.
Good morning, Dalen. AP Stedham, AP as we see it. Dalen, what did you try to improve upon this summer with some of your skills? And also, can you describe Ellis Robinson and his role that he might play?
I'm sorry, say the second part one more time?
Ellis Robinson, the fourth.
Oh, okay. Well, I know what I've tried to improve on is just being more consistent and just really just trying to be more well-rounded, just trying to fix some weaknesses and even work on the strengths even more. And with Ellis, he's a real good player. He brings a lot of juice to the position. I love being around him every day. He's one of my best friends. So.
Front row.
Morning, Dalen. Tony Reed's WTV out of Columbus, man. We talk about it being another key returner coming back to this defense. Y'all have been the standard for quite some time now. What does it mean for you to be a part of this defense, and just kind of how you're really hoping to really enforce the season?
It means a lot, I'm really grateful just to be one of those guys on the defense that people see as a leader. So just trying to do a better job at that, just see where I can grow as a leader, where I can help other people on the defense and just help bring everyone together, bring us up and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
We talk about the success you've had. Georgia's boasted a lot of NFL guys. We talk about Michael Williams and all the Jalen Walkers and everything. What does it mean for you to hopefully one day have your name called and be part of that legacy of Georgia to the NFL?
That would definitely mean a lot. So, just really trying to focus on this year, just make sure we do the best we can, and then that'll come with it.
Second row, right side.
Alex Byington on three. Dalen, what was the self-evaluation of the defense after the year, and kind of what are some of the improvements, the things that you need to, not you individually and as a collective defense, need to do better?
I would say personally just I I've always been trying to work on doing a better job, like, tracking the ball in the air. That's something I feel like, even if you are good at it, that's something you can always work on. And just as a defense, we just, we don't really like try to focus on too much like from last year. We just want to be, because, we don't really have the same type of guys. We have a lot of new faces, so we just want to be the best we can be for this upcoming season. So that's really what we're focusing on right now.
Left side, fourth row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX in College Station. What was it like playing alongside Julian Humphrey? And what kind of player is Texas A&M getting?
Julian was a real good player. He was definitely a good person to be like around, even off the field. Like I feel like when he was here, like when he was at Georgia, like me and we were probably hanging out like every day. So he's definitely like a ball player. He's definitely like athletic. So A&M's definitely getting a good player out of him.
Right side.
Cody Chaffins with Dog Nation. Even since you were a freshman, Kirby always seems to be loud at you. Like some of the quarterbacks, he may put his arm around, but he's going to he's taking that in-your-face approach with you. How does that make you better? How do you respond to that? And how has that made you grow throughout the years?
I think like a big reason for it is just, Coach Smart used to play DB, so like he really has like different expectations, I would say. But at first, I really didn't know how I would handle it. Just like, it would kind of like overwhelm me, like when I was like, freshman, like back when I was a freshman and stuff. But I feel like over time, like really just understanding, like you got to hear the message he's saying, and not the tone, and just like really just understanding what he wants from me, and just hearing that, and like not really taking it as personal, and just keep trying to improve. So.
How's it feel to play for a school that's gunned at by a lot of opponents? There's a lot of times teams will circle a certain team on a schedule, and your team has probably circled quite a bit.
It's just we know like we'll get a lot of people's best game, but that's not really something that we try to focus on. We try to focus on like what as a team where we can get better at, and how we can keep improving week by week, and that's pretty much that.
On the right, fourth row.
Back here, Noah Gross from KXN in Austin. I just wanted to know about the SEC championship game against Texas last year. That was a grind. What do you remember most about that game and what it took to eventually win it?
That game we had to overcome some stuff, with our starting quarterback going down and Gunner stepping up. And I feel like he really did a tremendous job of stepping up into that role and like not letting it overwhelm him. Like he stepped in, did a great job. Like it was a lot of stuff we had to overcome in that game, and I feel like we did a great job with that.
Right side, third row.
Yeah, you seemed to shine against Texas both games last year. Excited to play them again this year. Is there something about that? And is it just playing your best when the lights are brightest? It seems like you stepped up in the biggest games last year.
Well, I try to play my best every game. That those might be two of the best I had last year, but it didn't really have anything to do with the team, Like so, like this year, like when that time comes, like we just focus on whoever's next. So I wouldn't really say it's like a certain team we'll be looking forward to. We're just looking forward to the next team we play. Like as of right now, we're looking forward to the first game. So
in the middle, on the back row.
Samantha Casano with Local 3 News. Gunnar mentions that he's worked on being more vocal. How have you seen him evolve as a leader?
Oh, he's definitely done a good job at that. Like, because he tends to be kind of quiet, but like how I've been hanging out with him over the summer and stuff, I've seen him try to make that effort to like step up and speak up more. So he's definitely like growing as a leader, and like we're definitely proud of him for doing that.
Fourth row.
Dalen, what's it just like being here representing Georgia at Media Days, and then being so close to Athens too in this event?
Just being here means a lot. It's such an honor just like to be picked to even go to an event like this, because we have a lot of great leaders on the team that could have been to an event like this, and just being a part of those people that are able to come out here is just like a big honor to me, and I just appreciate just being here, honestly.
Go ahead.
Hey, Roger Manus with Rowdy Sports. How has the game changed in trying to maintain culture with transfer portal, NIL, things like that? How do y'all maintain your standard within the Georgia program?
Honestly, like with the transfer portal, if you don't want to be here anymore, like that's like a personal decision. But for the new guys that come in, we try to all take them in like they've been there. Like we want to treat them as family and like take them in as brothers, because at the end of the day, that's what we are now. So instead of just trying to like slowly build a bond, that's something we try to do off the rip, just so they know that they can be comfortable around us, even though like they're fairly new to the program, but we just try to make them feel as comfortable as they can around us.
Final two questions, second row, and then pass it forward.
Last year's pass rush had its issues at times. What have you seen from Elo coming in, and just why is he a guy that can make a difference as a pass rusher?
He's the type of guy that I feel like can definitely do that for us. Like, he's definitely a good guy. He's definitely good to be like hang out with. Like, it's funny, me and him, we actually sit next to each other in the locker room, so I get to talk to him a little bit. And like, I just like being around him. He's just a real cool guy. So I'm really excited for him to like be on the team, and really excited to see what he'll do for us this year.
Final question.
We know every year players try to elevate their game or progress something different. What has been your biggest progression from last year to now?
I would say really just trying to learn the game more, learn the game, like understand instead of just what I have to do, what everyone else has to do, just because I feel like that'll just help the position more, or even help the defense more, because you really have a better understanding of who's doing what and like where your help is and stuff. I would definitely say like that part of the game.
Dalen, thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to wrap up with Georgia right now. We have C.J. Allen up here. Would anybody like to start with questions? We'll start right here on the right.
CJ, Tony Reese, WTV, I'm out of Columbus. Man, we talk about the progression of this Georgia defense, guys like Jalen Walker, Mykel Williams, now yourself coming into this role, being more of a leader this year, just kind of how you're really hoping to grow into that this season and really incorporate that or keep that dominance going.
I think just focus on this season, not really too worried about the past or who was there last year. Just being in tune with this season, just focus on this process.
You play for a school that's probably circling a lot of opponents' calendar schedules. How do you feel like your team might be a target for others?
We don't feel like we were a target. We approach every opponent the same way, no matter who we're playing. So no matter if we're lined up versus the 9U Bulldogs, we're going to approach it the same way.
What questions of Kirby Smart do you get from most people?
Sir?
What questions about Kirby Smart do you get from most people?
I think how he is outside of being our coach. That's like the biggest question I probably get asked.
Okay. Over on the end, second row.
Alex Byington on 3. CJ, what have you seen from Gunner, just basically since the end of last season that you feel like he's ready for this opportunity to be the Georgia starter?
I think Gunner's just a great competitor. He wants to win. He comes in with his head down and work, and this is something about him.
You mentioned something about him. He was up here earlier, I lost count how many neats he said. Neat, the word neat. He just seems like he says it a lot. Just his all-shucks personality, what's it like in a locker room to kind of have a player like that on the team?
I think having Gunner just a great person to have in the locker room, just coming in, smile on his face each and every day, you know what you're going to get,
Left side on the aisle.
Hey, CJ, AP Stedham of AP as we see it. CJ, what do you tell a young Georgia linebacker about the Georgia way of playing that position? And then I want to ask you about Ellis Robinson, the fourth. Will he contribute this season?
I think being a linebacker at the University of Georgia, you're just going to develop by the best. You're going to get coached by the best. You're going to get pushed. You're going to know the game in and out. I think just knowing ball and just knowing your position, having to make guys around you better.
We'll stay over on the left side.
You mentioned every game one at a time, but do you think that more teams consider Georgia to be rivals than you consider them to be your rival?
That may be the case, but we just focus on who we're playing. We don't really worry about how other teams feel about us. We just focus on ourselves.
Go right here in the middle, fourth row.
Chair Bates, WNSP Mobile. CJ, mentioning rivalries, Georgia Tech, Auburn. Georgia's in a unique situation where they kind of have two. Which game means more to you?
All of them. I think any chance you get to go out there and put your helmet on and play football, especially for Georgia, just means a lot. So all those games are important to me.
Do we have any other questions? Okay, we're back here on the left side.
CJ, I know that all the teams are important, but is there one game on the schedule or a couple games that you enjoy playing that opponent? I'm not disparaging any other opponent, of course, but some teams you like to play. Maybe there's a former teammate on there, or you just like to play that school.
I just like to play football. So anytime I get to go out there and play football, I enjoy that. So, we know these opportunities are limited. You don't get too many opportunities to go out there and play football. So I think any chance you get just interesting to me.
Is there a particular road stadium in the SEC you enjoy playing in, and why?
I think anytime you're on the road in the SEC, it's a good environment. So anytime you're on the road, you get to play an SEC opponent, you're going to be in for a ride.
We have any other questions for CJ? Another one here on the right.
CJ, last year the defense had its ups and downs. What does this year's defense have to do to kind of reestablish itself as maybe one of the premier ones in the country? And then can you just speak to what ELO brings?
I think speaking of a defense, man, I think it's really come down to the little things. And like our whole theme and this message, this whole offseason, the whole team, honestly, just been fire, passion, and energy. So just playing with their fire, passion, and energy, being able to affect each other, it means a lot. So it just come down to the little things. Oh, I think Elo is just a great person. He wants to win. He wants to learn and come in and do his thing.
CJ, thank you very much.
Thank you.